And hey everybody, this is Ken, the media guy here at the Veterans History Museum of the Carolinas. And I've got curator.
And McCaskey.
All right, and I've got curator. And we're here having a night at the museum where we're just kind of sitting around. You know, if we were hot rodders, it would be called bench racing. Here, we're just, you know, we're just sitting around here having a good old time talking about all these great artifacts that we have here. And it's a shame that we have to be closed right now because of some global events that are going on. But we want to make sure that you guys know that this stuff is going to be here and it's going to be waiting for you when we get these doors back open. And we wanted to show you some of the great things that we have here. And this is one of my favorite pieces, Emmett. I tell everybody when I do a World War I tour, this is the first thing I point out as I walk into that room. Tell us what it is.
It's the 1897 Winchester Trench gun. And
just a regular old shotgun.
12-gauge shotgun. And it has an external hammer. And this one here, if you just hold the trigger back, you just keep pumping away. And as you pump, it automatically shoots out. And this rifle here, I tell you what, I was watching, did you ever see, they came out, the Band of Brothers, then they came out with the Pacific.
Yeah.
And I'm watching them, and Basilone, when he won his Medal of Honor there, okay, he earned his Medal of Honor.
Right.
His buddy next to him comes up with the shotgun, and I paused it to see it. I looked, I said, that's an 1897. I looked, so I paused it, and there it was, the external hammer, just like this, with the bayonet lugs.
Yep.
That was it, and I was said, holy heck, they were using that all the way into World War II.
Vietnam.
And yeah, Vietnam. After that, though, they had an internal hammer.
Okay.
They started making an internal hammer after that. But anyway, a lot of after World War I, a lot of police departments used them then.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But what made this thing so deadly in World War I?
In trench warfare, anybody that's in your trench area, invading your trench, I mean, one bullet would probably knock out two guys, you know, the way it spreads out. And it was so devastating in trench warfare that the Germans, the Central Powers, actually wrote a letter to the United States asking us to ban this weapon. This was a very devastating weapon. You know, and this is the shell. It's a solid brass double-aught shell, reusable. When we first went over there, Ken, in World War I, we were using regular shotgun shells.
Which were made out of cardboard, right?
Yeah, like paper.
Yeah.
Okay, and northeastern France was so damp and wet and rainy, and you know, winter time and
Think
snow
about the holds
and slush.
of the ships and everything else.
It would just disintegrate.
Yeah.
You know. So they came out with a full brass shell, and this is it right here. What was devastating about it is you just didn't have to cock it all the time. I mean, you just pumped it, and you just kept your finger on it. And
so in other words, that it's famous for would be a riot gun.
Yes, it's
that's very effective at breaking up riots.
Yeah.
And after World War II, all the veterans were not getting all the things that they were promised by the government. So guess what they did? World War I.
Well,
so in the early 20s,
you knew what happened there,
guess
right?
what happened? These were turned against them.
Let me tell you, World War I veterans, when they came back, they weren't paid. They were asked to we're going to pay you, but we can't pay you now.
Forgo it.
Yeah, forgo it. So naturally, the jobs were scarce, and
they did forgo their pay.
Yeah, for years.
Yeah.
And so the World War I guys wanted their pay. So they marched to Washington, D.C., set up camp right outside of the Capitol, and they were ordered to go in. The U.S. Army was ordered to go in and disperse all these World War I veterans. Now, these poor guys went through hell over there, and they wanted their money, and Patton really didn't, he went over there with his tanks. He really didn't want to do it, but he had to. He was ordered to do it. and
They cleared the camp.
they cleared the camp, and that was one of the low points, I guess, in our military at that particular time. The way our World War I veterans were treated.
Right.
We were sending over there, believe it or not, 250,000. This is why when Trotsky and Lenin started the Communist Party and all the Russian soldiers went back to fight against all that, well, the Germany were happy because now they didn't have an Eastern Front. Now they can put all their attention to the Western Front.
Okay.
Well, here's what happened. They didn't count on the United States Army. And a lot of people thought we were soft and this and that and we weren't going to be able to be good fighters and all this stuff.
We made the correct choice by training them here first.
Yes, and then we went over.
In Camp Upton, Plattsburgh,
Yeah,
all these different northeast places.
All kind of divisions were being made at that time
Right.
throughout the United
Rainbow
States.
Division.
Yep, the 42nd, and that was made up of 26 National Guard states from 26 states National Guard in D.C. That's how made that one up. MacArthur actually named that the Rainbow Division because he said it stretched across the United
30th.
States like the 30th.
Down here.
Yep.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Tennessee, North Carolina.
Old
Hickory.
Hickory, yep.
Yep.
Anyway, that's what it looks like with the bayonet on it. You
Yeah.
can see how intimidating that bayonet is, 16-inch bayonet.
Yep.
World War II, we had to cut it down to 10 inches because it just wasn't practical in jungle warfare and hedgerows and so on and so forth. But anyway, this is what it looks like.
But the length of that gun is what's really interesting. Is how
Well,
I mean, that was like the original assault rifle.
well, it was. I guarantee it. When Germans saw this thing aimed at them, they knew lights were out. And let me tell you about this particular. You know why we came up with the trench knife?
Well, the Germans had them.
Well, Germans the big wool coats.
Yeah.
When they got wet, they were so dense that our bayonets could not penetrate.
No way.
Their coats, they're big head. I mean, we have 2 World War I coats in here.
Yeah.
They are so heavy and thick.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't. When they got wet, it just got so dense.
Wow.
Girl brought that one in. Remember that?
It's almost like body armor, huh?
Yeah. And
It's the wool.
Wow.
It was very dense.
Yeah.
And so they came up with the trench knife after that to actually penetrate, that particular.
There you go.
Them coats.
That's going to do it for this episode. Guys, we're having so much fun here at the Night of the Museum, just talking about different things. We get off on tangents and everything else, but that's part of the fun, right?
Yeah.
And, we do this, when the museum gets back open, you guys got to come down here. We do this every single day when we're down here at the museum. We've got so many of these videos on our YouTube channel, so make sure you go to YouTube, type in Veterans History Museum in that little search box up at the top. And then when you get to our page, hit that red subscribe button, and then you'll never have to look for us again because you'll get your notifications in your email or however you get them, and we'll be right there with new videos. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're all over the place. So, everybody stay safe, and we really want to see you when we get opened up again.